What is up, guys? Welcome back to News for You with me, Tracy. As you know, we're always on form to inform, bombarding with no warning. Let's get started. In the headlines, new equipment for NIRA, refugee crisis in Uganda, 24 hours of protest against Trump, from UEDCL's first day to Bobby Wine's remarks. Let's get started. NIRA has acquired 4 advanced card printing machines that can print up to 3,000 national IDs per hour. This initiative is part of NIRA's preparations for a mass renewal and registration process to take place at parish level. Now, previously, NIRA received about 5,000 registration kits that they used to train their staff for the upcoming mass registration. Now, currently, there are about 27.4 million people who have registered for national IDs out of 45.9 million. So there's still a massive gap that needs to be closed. And hopefully this will happen with these new card machines that they have gotten. Please register for your national IDs. It's almost time to vote. Your vote is your voice. Uganda is facing a refugee crisis as foreign donors plan to withdraw their aid within 3 months. Now, Uganda hosts about 1.7 million refugees, majority of them coming from South Sudan or the DRC, and they rely on international aid for food. Minister Kasule Lumumba informed Parliament that the withdrawal of funding will worsen food shortages and also lead to tensions between the refugees and host communities. Now, they're trying to find alternative funding and also introduce self-reliance programs for refugees. However, if they don't find new international aid, we may suffer and find a huge humanitarian crisis happening here in Uganda. So let's pray and hope that they do find other methods, because as you know, Uganda is also a hotspot in Africa for refugees, and it's a burden that maybe now really needs to be shared with other countries on the continent. But as this continues to unfold, we will keep you posted. Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey has set a new record in U.S. Senate history for giving a speech for over 25 hours. Insane, guys. 25. So basically, he started speaking at 7 p.m. the one day, and then all the way until just after 8 p.m. the next day. And you know what he was talking about? Trump. He was complaining about Trump for 25 hours straight, basically talking about the federal cuts, the threats to free speech, the Department of Government Efficiency led by Elon Musk. He was just complaining about all of those things. But you know what? Valid. Now, throughout his speech, he did call for urgency with the nation's situation and also called for introspection within his party, which is the Democratic Party. Now, this thing was very widely viewed. So many people were actually watching him. On TikTok, the live stream got about over 350 million people watching him. Guys, so all these things about attention span, is it just fake news? Because if it can be tuned into someone for 25 hours, that's insane. But imagine all of that just to be dismissed by the White House. Wow. Now it's time for Talk Back. We're going to be taking a look at what people had to say about the 2 most trending topics this week, and that is UEDCL and Bobby Wine. Let's get into it. So NBS tweeted, "What was your experience on the first day of being served by UEDCL?" Now, before I get into people's responses, let me give you mine. I had no power for over 12 hours. Day one like this. No light. Double entendre. The girls like, get it. Anyway, next someone said, my bulb looked like a moon covered with clouds up in the sky. There were more generators in Bogolobi than I ever thought there would be. People, yeah, it seems a lot of us had a similar experience. Someone said, new wine in an old bottle. Another person said, we have already started experiencing disco lights worse than the one Umeme offered us. The whole country is literally in darkness. Whoa, yeah. Power went off at midnight yesterday. Until today, the light still has... Hey, Ugandans are funny. Wow. Now let's take a look at what some people had to say about Bobby Wine. He was quoted by Nile Post saying, "The main electoral reform needed is to ensure that it is not an individual who appoints the Electoral Commission. Without that reform, all other electoral reforms are useless." Let's look at what people had to say about this. Someone said, "With this point, I strongly agree with the..." What is principle? Is that principle? Purisipo. Anyway, let's have an independent electoral commission. This will actually make all the other proposed reforms valid. Otherwise, just like him, you are tying on a mosquito net. Okay, this is unusual. This guy here, he has spoken as an intellectual. Someone else says, and this is the first to be amendment before anything else is brought to the table. Otherwise, Museveni should stop wasting taxpayers' money in the names of elections if it is not amended. People seem to be loving the man, loving what he's saying. And then another tweet that we thought was relevant to this is what Mr. Morrison had to say. He said, "Youth shouldn't give up on fighting for what's right. This country belongs to them equally as everyone else. Noop doesn't sell party cards to flag bearers. If anyone has evidence about the practice, he or she should report the SG or president." Man, yeah, you people are serious and funny. I love it. I love it. Now we've seen what the people on Twitter had to say about their day one of being served by UEDCL. Let's take a look at what some other people had to say.
It's not been very good. My electricity has been going off and on. Yesterday it went off and on like 5 times. And yeah, I'm hopefully it gets better, but so far that has been my experience.
I have no experience because every time that electricity cuts off, so do these eyes. I sleep through it also. And then I'm at work most of the day, so.
The experience, I loaded a lot of Yaka before the women left. But I think their creativity, they would have gone with Kara instead of light. Kara was literally right there. But anyway, we'll see what lies ahead. It's just too early to judge.
I've been having lights, Omo. So far, so good. But please, don't be Umeme, I beg. Please.
I mean, the first day in office, obviously, yesterday, I mean, it was power. It was power, surprisingly. I don't know if anyone, I've not seen guys complaining on Twitter anywhere yet, unless my timeline is just not the one. But I think the experience was okay. I mean, I had power. Even in the morning, there was power. It rained in the evening yesterday. But when I woke up in the morning, there was still power. So that is positive. So yeah, this is a day two. I don't know how it will go when I go at home or when I wake up tomorrow morning, but it was positive.
It's time for sports. As you know, I am just a girl and I don't understand squat about sports, but that's why we get professionals. Take a look.
Hey, yo, what's good people? Yeah, we're back again with another episode of the Sports Update on News for You. Yeah, this time I'm alone. Nina is not here, of course. I mean, it's been a minute. I know you guys have actually missed me. Have you? Let us know in the comment section if you truly missed me. But yeah, we had Premier League games yesterday and the games coming up tonight. And for me, we had Arsenal playing. Of course, we hosted Fulham. I mean, a game that went well for Arsenal, scoring the 3 points. Then we had Nottingham Forest hosting Manchester United. Yeah, I know you all know how that went. Yes, your guess is right. You know, Manchester United fans, sorry. Max, sorry. And all the other guys, sorry. And of course, we had our Wolves hosting West Ham as well. So this is how the game went. Obviously, Arsenal started off by scoring in the first half. Mikel Merino's putting up that first goal for Arsenal. Then in the second half, we had Starboy Saka Bukayo. Yeah, that one, my brother. He came in with another goal, of course, giving Arsenal the 2-goal lead. But in the second half, in around the 90th minute, they equalized. Fulham equalized. But that meant something else for guys who are playing fantasy and had David Raya in their goal or Arsenal defenders. That means they dropped points. I think David Raya ended up with like 2 to 3 points. Then even if you had Saliba or Gabriel, things wouldn't really be at par for you. But yeah, away from that, Manchester United lost to Nottingham Forest. Yes, Nottingham was at home. And guess who scored the only goal to make the difference? Anthony Elanga, an old boy of Manchester United. Yes, he's the one that scored that particular goal. I mean, to bring up the difference. I mean, who wouldn't be happy for Manchester United losing? Me, I would be happy. Even though Nottingham Forest, I mean, this win brings them closer to us on the Premier League trophy. On the Premier League table. This win brings them closer to us on the Premier League table. But yeah, I'm still happy. I'm still happy. Yeah, and of course we also had Wolves up against West Ham. We have Wolves also winning that by a goal to nil. So what this potentially means, Liverpool plays tonight. What this plays Everton tonight, what this potentially means, Liverpool has played 29 games, but Arsenal and Nottingham Forest have played 30 games. but Liverpool is still leading Arsenal by 9 points. Then Nottingham comes in third after Arsenal. What this means is Arsenal has a chance to still win the league, but Liverpool has to lose all the remaining games, and we're winning all our next fixtures. That is a very dangerous math that I don't think will happen, but I have hope. On the other hand, Nottingham Forest also has a chance to come second on the table if we fumble our next games. But anyway, let's leave the math for next time. Now let me take you to the fixtures that are coming tonight. We have Bournemouth up against Ipswich. So this is my prediction, guys. My boy Lumansi supports Ipswich, so I'm going to give it to him. Yes, Samros, this is your win, even if you're visiting. Brighton up against Villa. Woo! Brighton Villa. It's a draw for me. Yeah, that's a draw for me. The next one, Man City. I think Man City should win. Don't you think so? Man City for the win. I think they should win. Then we have Newcastle Brentford. This is one of the hardest games tonight, and I think that should go in as a draw. Of course, these are two promising teams that have always shown that they can have a cutting edge on each other. But I think this is a draw for me. Then on the other hand, we have Southampton and Crystal Palace. I'm giving this to Crystal Palace, right? Yes, I'm giving this to Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace for the win. Lastly, we have Liverpool, the table leaders, up against Everton. I think you already know what I want for this particular game. You already know I want Everton to win. But guess what? Things may not turn out like that. Things may not. Captain Salah, woo! Guys, stay tuned. Obviously, I think Liverpool is going to win, but I don't want them to win. But anyway, stay tuned for more updates on news for you. Of course, we'll be coming back to give you more news updates on different sports stories and that are going to come out during the week, and even results for these particular games that are coming out tonight. Back to you, Tracy. Cheers.
It is time to say goodbye. As you know, at the end of the day has to end. But never fear, because we'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. Make sure you subscribe, comment down below, let us know what you love of the show, and leave a like.